Economic activities in one country can significantly impact others, highlighting the profound interdependence of our global economy. Understanding this interconnectedness is essential for stabilizing and enhancing global prosperity. The 2023 economic downturn in Europe due to political unrest and energy shortages had global repercussions. Emerging markets in Asia and Africa faced financial strain, while the U.S and Canada navigated increased market volatility. This scenario underscored the role of international economic organizations in stabilizing global markets. Economic theories like comparative advantage and global supply chains explain international economic interactions. Comparative advantage suggests countries prosper by focusing on industries where they hold a competitive edge. Global supply chains illustrate how production processes are spread across multiple countries for efficiency. These theories help policymakers navigate the global economic environment. The Great Depression of the 1930s shows how economic turmoil in one nation can reverberate globally. The interconnected nature of global finance exacerbated this situation, highlighting the importance of international cooperation. The interconnectedness of global economies has evolved for centuries, from ancient trade routes to modern globalization. The Industrial Revolution and technological advancements further integrated global economies. The latter half of the 20th century saw rapid globalization, driven by technology, trade, liberalization, and multinational corporations. A natural disaster or political instability in one country can disrupt global supply chains and markets. The 2011 earthquake in Japan and the U.S China trade war are examples of such disruptions. The 2008 financial crisis highlighted the speed and ferocity of financial contagion in our interconnected world. China's economic liberalization led to unprecedented growth, impacting global trade patterns. Countries rich in natural resources benefited from China's demand, but also became vulnerable to its economic fluctuations. China's rise also led to increased competition for manufacturers in developed countries. China's vast foreign exchange reserves and its role as a major creditor give it significant clout in global financial markets. The Belt and Road Initiative and the internationalization of the renminbi reflect China's growing financial influence. The rise of the renminbi could lead to a more multipolar currency system, reducing U.S. dominance in global finance. China's economic rise presents both benefits and challenges. Economic shocks in China can have global ripple effects, and trade imbalances contribute to tensions. Addressing these challenges requires cooperation, fair trade practices, and adapting to the changing global landscape. China dominates the global supply of rare earth elements, crucial for modern technologies. This dominance gives China leverage in the global market, raising concerns among other countries. Diversifying supply chains and fostering international cooperation are essential to ensure stable access to these materials. Comparative advantage suggests nations should specialize in what they produce most efficiently. Government intervention, technological advancements, and global value chains add complexity to international trade. These factors influence trade balances and the fragmentation of production processes across borders. The exchange rate, the value of one currency in relation to another, acts as a crucial lever in the intricate machinery of global trade and finance. Fluctuations in exchange rates can have profound effects on the competitiveness of a nation's exports, the cost of imports, and the overall health of its economy. Understanding these dynamics is essential for policymakers, businesses, and investors navigating the complexities of the global marketplace. A country with a depreciating currency, for instance, may find its exports becoming more attractive to foreign buyers as they become relatively cheaper. This can boost demand for its goods and services, contributing to economic growth. Conversely, a strengthening currency can make a country's exports more expensive, potentially hurting its export-oriented industries. However, the relationship between exchange rates and economic performance is not always straightforward. A weaker currency, while potentially boosting exports, can also lead to higher inflation as the cost of imported goods rises. This can erode the purchasing power of consumers and businesses, potentially offsetting the benefits of increased exports. Furthermore, exchange rates are influenced by a myriad of factors, including interest rate differentials, economic growth prospects, political stability, and investor sentiment. Central banks often intervene in currency markets to manage exchange rate volatility and maintain stability. However, such interventions can have unintended consequences and are not always successful in achieving their desired outcomes. The interplay between geopolitics and economics adds complexity to international economic relations. National interests and power dynamics shape economic policies and influence trade and investment. Trade agreements strengthen political ties, reward allies, or punish adversaries. These agreements reflect a complex interplay of economic and geopolitical factors. Foreign direct investment is influenced by geopolitical considerations. Countries may restrict investment based on strategic alliances or security concerns. Control of critical resources can become a source of geopolitical leverage. The interconnected global economy creates both benefits and vulnerabilities. Economic shocks can quickly transmit globally, necessitating international cooperation. Emerging markets represent a dynamic force in the global economic landscape, influencing trends worldwide. These markets, characterized by rapid industrialization, offer fresh opportunities for trade and investment. Countries like India, Brazil, and Indonesia, with their burgeoning middle classes and technological adoption, fuel global economic dynamics. As their clout grows, they exert more influence on international policies, reshaping traditional economic hierarchies. Global investors, in search of higher returns, are diverting capital to these high-potential areas, accelerating development but introducing vulnerabilities. Africa, often dubbed the last frontier for global economic expansion, offers a compelling illustration of the potential impact emerging markets can have on the global economic stage. With some of the world's fastest-growing economies like Ethiopia and Rwanda, Africa's economic landscape is transforming, driven by a combination of factors including demographic shifts, technological adoption, and innovative policy reforms. The continent's vast natural resources, from minerals to arable land, have traditionally attracted foreign investment. However, today's growth is increasingly driven by sectors such as technology, telecommunications, and services. The rise of mobile banking, for example, has revolutionized financial services, providing access to capital for millions previously excluded from the financial system and stimulating further economic activity. Furthermore, Africa is experiencing a surge in entrepreneurial activity, with startups and local businesses tapping into new markets and creating jobs. This burgeoning entrepreneurial ecosystem is not only diversifying Africa's economic bases, but also contributing to sustainable economic development. International partnerships and investments in these sectors are seen as key drivers for future growth and are being actively encouraged. However, for Africa's potential to be fully realized, significant challenges need to be addressed. Infrastructure deficits, governance issues, and educational gaps pose serious threats to sustainable growth. Addressing these challenges through responsible governance, international cooperation, and investment in human capital is crucial for Africa's economic renaissance to positively impact the global economy. As we look towards the future, several trends are likely to shape the global economic environment. Technological advancements, particularly in artificial intelligence, robotics, and green technologies, are set to redefine industries and economic activities worldwide. These innovations promise not only to enhance productivity, but also to solve pressing global challenges, such as climate change and resource scarcity. The growing significance of sustainability in economic planning is another key trend. As environmental concerns become more urgent, economies are transitioning towards more sustainable models. This shift is influencing global trade patterns, investment flows, and economic policies. as countries and companies seek to align with these new priorities. Moreover, geopolitical shifts are likely to continue influencing economic interactions. The rise of a multipolar world order with several significant economic centers is fostering a more competitive and cooperative international economic environment. How nations navigate these shifts, balancing competition with cooperation, will be crucial in shaping the global economic future. Finally, the role of international economic institutions and agreements will be pivotal in managing these trends. As the global economy becomes more interconnected and complex, the need for robust frameworks to manage economic interdependencies and conflicts is more important than ever. The evolution of these institutions to better represent and respond to a changing global order will be a critical factor in maintaining global economic stability and prosperity. Our exploration of global economic interconnections reveals a fundamental truth: no nation is an island. Decisions in one corner of the world impact economies and societies globally. From the Great Depression to China's rise, the evidence is clear. We live in a world where economic dominoes shape our shared destiny. Recognizing this interdependence is a call to action. Understanding global economic interactions is essential for effective policies and a stable world. While economic interdependence presents undeniable benefits, from increased trade and investment to the diffusion of technology and innovation, it also presents significant challenges. The global financial crisis of 2008 to 2009 served as a stark reminder of the speed and ferocity with which economic shocks can traverse borders, leaving a trail of economic devastation in their wake. Furthermore, the rise of global value chains, while enhancing efficiency and reducing costs, has also created new vulnerabilities. Disruptions to these chains, whether caused by natural disasters, political instability, or pandemics, can have ripple effects throughout the global economy, disrupting production, causing shortages, and impacting businesses and consumers worldwide. Moreover, economic interdependence can exacerbate existing inequalities. While globalization has lifted millions out of poverty, particularly in emerging markets, it has also contributed to widening income gaps within and between countries. This has fueled social unrest, political instability, and a backlash against globalization in some quarters. However, these challenges also present opportunities for greater international cooperation and coordination. Strengthening global governance structures, promoting fair trade practices, and investing in resilient infrastructure and sustainable development are essential steps towards mitigating the risks and harnessing the full potential of economic interdependence. Building a more resilient and inclusive global economy requires a collective effort, one that transcends national borders and embraces a shared vision of a more prosperous and equitable world. It requires recognizing that our economic destinies are intertwined and that cooperation, not isolationism, is the only viable path forward. Strengthening international institutions such as the World Trade Organization, the International Monetary Fund, and the World Bank is crucial. These institutions play a vital role in promoting fair trade, providing financial assistance, and fostering economic stability. Reforming these institutions to reflect the changing global power dynamics and to more effectively address emerging challenges such as climate change and income inequality is essential. Furthermore, fostering greater dialogue and cooperation among nations, particularly between developed and developing countries, is paramount. Addressing trade imbalances, promoting sustainable development, and ensuring that the benefits of globalization are more equitably shared are essential steps towards building a more just and prosperous world. In an increasingly interconnected world, our economic well-being is inextricably linked. By embracing a spirit of cooperation, investing in sustainable solutions, and working together to address shared challenges, we can create a global economy that works for everyone, not just a privileged few. The time for collective action is now, for the stakes have never been higher.